back home after long days at his electronics shop when he saw a black Lexus parked by the roadside. Its hood open, smoke rising. A woman stood beside it. She was in her early 40s. Her skin rich like honey. Her curves draped in an expensive silk gown. Gold bangles jingled on her waist as she found herself, frustration written all over her face. Junior hesitated. Then, summoning courage, he walked over. "Auntie, good afternoon," he greeted. "You need help?" "What's wrong with your car?" he asked. She turned, her eyes sweeping over him. Something flickered in her gaze. Interest. "I don't know what's wrong with this car." "Are you a mechanic? Can you fix this?" she asked. Junior nodded. "Yes, ma. Let me check what's wrong with it." He bent over the engine, hands working expertly, his muscles flexing under the strain. After a few minutes, the car rolled back to life. The woman smiled. "What's your name?" "Thank you so much." "Junior, ma." She reached into her purse and handed him 5,000 naira notes. Then she hesitated. "You know what?" "Junior," she eyed him up and down, her lips curving slightly. "Come to my house later. I will prepare something for you. A little thank you." Junior's stomach fluttered. "You don't have to worry about that, ma. You've already given me money. I appreciate this. Thank you. Please, don't say no. It's just a little thank you," she said. The next day, Junior arrived at the woman's mansion. The house was massive, with marble floors that sparkled like diamonds, and the rich scent of imported perfumes in the air. She introduced herself as Madame Gloria. They ate together, drank wine, and laughed. "It's too dangerous for you to live in this rain," she said, placing a hand on his thigh. Junior's body tensed. His heart pounded. He has never been with an older woman before. She leaned in, her perfume intoxicating. "Relax, baby," she whispered. "Let mommy take care of you." And once that she tested him, she never wanted to let go. The next morning, she handed him an envelope thick with cash. "That's just a little something. There is more to come if you make me happy." One night, one encounter, and Junior's life changed forever. Junior sat at the edge of his old bed, staring at the thick bundle of cash in his hands. His fingers tightened around the envelope. His mind tangled in a storm of emotions. Madame Gloria had paid him handsomely well, but at what cost? His lips parted, but no word came out. A strange guilt glowered at him, but alongside it something else stirred hope, the kind of hope he hadn't felt in years. He stood up slowly, his movements hesitant and calculated. His mother was in the living room, humming to herself. She didn't hear him at first, not until he cleared his throat. She looked up, her sharp eyes locking into his. "Mama." Junior hesitated, then stretched out the money towards her. Her eyes widened. Her hands froze. For a moment, she just stared at the money, as if afraid to believe what she was seeing. Then, she snatched it from his hand immediately. Her fingers trembled as she flipped through the bundles, her breath coming in short gasps. "Junior, where did you get this kind of money from?" she asked. Junior swallowed. His throat felt dry. "Madame Gloria," he said, his voice barely above a whisper. His mother's brow lifted. "Madame Gloria? The rich widow from the city you told me about that you repaired her car?" Junior nodded slowly. His mother's face lit into a wide grin. Then she jumped up. "Junior!" she screamed, her voice ringing through the entire compound. She clapped her hands, turned in circles, then placed both hands on her head dramatically. "Chimo, my son has finally made it. My son has finally made it." She grabbed his face, squeezing his cheek. "Junior, my son, you don't know what you've done for this family. Hey, see money." Her excitement was contagious, intoxicating. She was laughing, dancing, shaking her wrapper. Then she suddenly stopped. She held his face firmly, her expression turning serious. Junior, listen to me. Did you just repair that car for her to give you this money? She asked. No, Mama. She made me sleep with her the day I visited her. His mother's face darkened, then lightened up, as if an idea just struck her. Junior, listen to me. I think this is the best business. Don't feel guilty. Don't feel ashamed. Rich women are very lonely. You are doing them a favor. Do you understand? Is it not only sleeping with her? You can continue with her so that we get more money, she said. Junior's lips parted, but he couldn't find the words. A part of him still hesitated. But by the way his mother looked at him, pride in her eyes, that hesitation melted away. He nodded. His mother beamed. My son, listen to me. We will go far in this business. Let me tell you, Junior, you must target the biggest women. I think this is the best opportunity for us. This your electronic shop, you are not doing anything there. Yeah? Anytime you come back in this house, you bring 1,000, 2,000. That one is not the money that we need. That's not the money that is going to make you rich. We have to be rich, and this is the best opportunity now. Yeah? You must target biggest women, politicians, business women. And you can speak now. You can speak English very well. I'm proud of you for that one. Catch the ones that will spend on you, not the ones that don't have money. Your eye should be on the prize. The ones that will spend on you like water. She hugged the money to her chest like a newborn baby, laughing. The next day, Junior's mother took him to a powerful native doctor. The old man handed Junior a small black stone and whispered incantations over him. Put this under your tongue when you speak to a woman, and she will give you whatsoever you want. And just like that, Junior became unstoppable. One sugar mommy became 2, then 5 and above. Women poured their money, houses and cars into his hands. He moved into a luxurious apartment, drank the most expensive champagne, partied in places that he once only saw on TV. The only thing he left behind was Ada, the girl who stood by him when he had nothing. She begged him to stop. She cried. She warned him. But Junior laughed in her face. Love doesn't pay rent, Ada. Go and find your own way. She stared at him. Her eyes dark and unreadable. You will regret this, Junior. And with that, Ada disappeared. Junior's mother became the talk of the town. Anytime she marched into the village market, her step bold, her shoulder high. She had transformed overnight. She wore a brand new lace wrapper. Her golden earrings dangled, clicking with each step. Women turned to stare. Some whispered, some gossiped, but she ignored them all. She walked straight to the most expensive store, flinging a bundle of cash on the counter, and pointed. Give me all your finest wrappers. She loaded her basket with fabrics of different color, perfumes, and things that she can never afford before. By the time she left the market, she was the center of attention. Women bowed when they saw her. Men greeted her with respect. She walked with her chin high, her shoulders high. By evening, she was sitting outside her compound, leg crossed, a large plate of roasted chicken on her laps, a bottle of beer beside her. She ate slowly, desperately tearing the meat in large chunks, her fingers glistening with oil. As she chewed the meat, she watched the other women passing by. She could see jealousy in their eyes. She smirked. Her son had arrived, and so had she. Junior had charmed and manipulated wealthy women before, but this one was different. Madam Kemi was not just rich, she was powerful. A high-ranking politician, feared and respected, with connections that run deep. If he could get her, he wouldn't need to struggle again in his entire life. She was his golden ticket, but she was not an easy catch. Junior had made research about her very well. He knew her movement, her habits, her favorite sport. That was how he positioned himself in the most expensive lounge in town, where she often have private meetings. Dressed in a tailored suit, his perfume thick but not overpowering, he sat at the bar, sipping his drink slowly. He needed to stand out, but not desperately. And then she walked in. The hair changed. Her presence was commanding. A red power suit, diamond earrings, dark designer glasses, 2 bodyguards. The room felt silent. For a second, she took her seat in a VIP section, her back straight, her movement precise. Junior exhaled slowly. This is it. Now or never, he whispered. He didn't approach her immediately. No, that would be too obvious, he thought. Instead, he waited. He let her notice him first, and she did. He could feel her gaze lingering, then he made his move. He walked past her table, softly dropping his expensive handkerchief on her table. One of her bodyguards picked it up. "Madam," the man said, handing it to her. She barely looked at it until she saw J.A. written boldly on the handkerchief. She glanced up, and there he was, smiling, confident, unreadable. "Keep it," Junior said smoothly. "A queen like you deserves wholly the finest fabric." She didn't smile. She didn't look away either. That was his opening, and then he took it. The following weeks, he played his card well. He didn't pursue her. He let her come to him. A few accidental planned meetings, a well-timed compliment, a casual but expensive gift sent. Then one evening, she called him. Her voice was steady. "If you are trying to impress me, young man, you will have to do better." He smirked. "I don't impress, queen. I just exist. And women like you recognize value when you see it." Silence. Then a soft chuckle. "Join me for dinner tomorrow, 8 p.m. Don't be late." Junior exhaled. He now had her. From that night, Madam Kemi was hooked. She lavished him with wealth he had never seen before. Exotic vacations, luxury cars, a penthouse in the heart of the city. He spent on him like he was royalty. But there was one rule. She never allowed penetration. Whenever he tried, she would gently push him down. "No, lick my plate and all my money will forever be yours," she will whisper, her voice like silk. And each time, the room lights were always off. At first, it was just a strange feeling, a chill that clung to Junior's skin after every night with Madam Kemi. He will wake up, drenched in sweat, his heart beat thundering in his chest, but he brushed it off until the dream started. One night, in his dream, he found himself standing in the middle of an ocean, the water lapping at his ankle. A voice whispered, "You've eaten from a forbidden plate." He turned. No one was there. Then the water rose higher, higher. Then something grabbed his leg, cold and unforgiving. He screamed, but the water rushed into his mouth, choking him. Fighting and struggling, then he woke up, gasping, sweating, and looking extremely terrified. This nightmare occurs day after day. He kept on having different nightmares. As days passed, Junior couldn't take it anymore. The next morning, he stormed into his mother's house. She was sitting outside the compound, a massive roasted chicken on a wooden stool beside her. A cold bottle of beer sat in front of her. Around her, women from the community gathered, showering her with praises. "Ha, Mama Junior, our great woman leader. You are the pride of this village." His mother laughed loudly, slamming her palm on her laps. "Let them know," she boasted, throwing a chicken bone into her mouth. "Is it easy? It's not easy." Her shoulders were raised high. She no longer greeted people with respect. Instead, she waved them off arrogantly. Whenever someone greeted her, she barely glanced at them before saying, "I heard you the first time. Do you think I'm deaf?" Her power had gotten to her head. Junior, his face pale, his body trembling, ran up to her. "Mama, I need to talk to you." She turned lazily, sipping her beer. "What is it?" Junior glanced around. The women were still there watching. "Mama, it's private," she sighed, mumbling under her breath before dragging herself inside. Inside the house, Junior dropped to his knees. "Mama, something is terribly wrong," he whispered. She frowned. "What do you mean?" Junior wiped his sweaty forehead. "Mama, every night I have nightmares. Madam Kemi, I don't think she's normal. This has never happened to me. I have not experienced this with my other clients. I keep seeing strange things, having terrible nightmares at night." His mother stared at him for a moment. Then she burst into laughter. "Nightmares? Is that why you are shaking like a leaf? You're a man now, oh Junior. You're a man now." Junior's hands clenched into fists. "Mama, I'm serious. I think I need to stop seeing her entirely." A sharp slap landed on his face. Junior stumbled back, his cheek burning. His mother's eyes were hard and coral. "Don't you ever say that nonsense again. Are you stupid?" she snapped. "Do you think this kind of wealth comes without consequences? You are living big, driving expensive cars, wearing gold chain, and you are crying about small nightmares. Don't ever say that again. Do you want to put shame in my face in this village?" Junior held his cheek, breathing heavily. She leaned forward, her voice dropping. "Listen to me, Junior," she whispered. "You will continue. You will keep seeing her. You will keep obeying her, and she will keep giving you money." Her fingers dug into his shoulder. "Do you understand?" Junior nodded slowly, fear crawling up his spine. His mother smiled. "Good boy." Then, as if nothing happened, she walked back outside, raising her beer bottle. "Let's drink, my people," she shouted. The women cheered, and Junior felt like a prisoner in his own life. That night, Junior went back to Madam Kemi's house. But this time, he saw something he wasn't supposed to see. Every night was the same. Madam Kemi will lead him into a massive dark bedroom. No light, no sound except the soft hum of the air conditioner. She will undress slowly. "Lick my plate and all my money will be yours forever." And like a man under a spell, Junior obeyed. At first, he never questioned it. The money, the luxury, the power she gave him. But something wasn't right. Each time his lips touched her skin, he felt a strange texture. Something slippery, like a pool of an abandoned long-time water. Something that wasn't human. And that night, as he ran his tongue across her body, curiosity took the better part of him. What is she hiding? His heart pounded. His hand trembled as he reached out for his phone. Slowly, silently, and then he turned on the light. The moment the dim glow of his phone light pierced the darkness, Junior's breath caught in his throat. His entire body went rigid, because lying beneath him was not a woman. Her skin, which had always felt smooth and firm, were now glimmering slimly fish-like scales, and below her revealed something inhuman. And worst of all, her face. The once beautiful, flawless features of Madam Kemi had shifted. Her eyes were now wide, black and soulless. Her mouth revealing rows of sharp needle-like teeth. She was not human. Junior's stomach lurched. His phone slipped from his fingers, clattering to the ground. The room went dark again. Silence, and then a hiss, and a voice deeper, no longer silky. "Not have done that, Junior." His blood ran cold. She knew he had seen her. His body screamed at him to run, but before he could move, something grabbed his neck. Junior struggled. His heart slammed against his chest as Madam Kemi grip tightened around his throat. Her fingers, longer now, dug into his skin. "You think you can take from me and walk away?" she hissed, her breath cold as the ocean breeze. Before he could react, she threw him across the room. His back hit the dresser, sending glass shattering to the floor. Pain shot through his ribs, but he had no time to think. Madam Kemi was already on him, her movements no longer human. She glided instead of walking, her bare feet leaving wet prints on the floor. "We are going for a ride, my love." Junior barely had time to scream as she grabbed his arm, yanked him upright and dragged him out of the room. The car engine roared to life. Junior thrashed, kicked, screamed, but Madam Kemi's grip was unnatural, too strong. She threw him into the passenger seat, slammed the door shut and locked it. Click, click, click. Every door, every window sealed. Junior's breath came in gasps. Madam Kemi, please. Whatever you are, whoever you are, please let me go. Please. She didn't reply. Then she pressed the accelerator. The car launched forward, tires stretching against the wet ground. Faster, faster. The speed past the city, past the street lights, past everything. The road stretched ahead, empty, and then the air changed. Salty, cold, the sea. Junior's stomach plunged. No, 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 no! The waves came into view, restless, dark, endless, and Madam Kemi, she was laughing, a sound that sent highs through his veins. You were mine, Junior. Now you'll be theirs. The car hit the shore. They kept going into the water. The sea opened its arms and swallowed them whole.